to do I don't know what to do anymore, okay? I don't know what to do about podcasts. I don't know what to do about comedy. I don't know what to do about anything. Comedy has ruined my fucking sense of humor. That's what's happened. I watch other people's podcasts, and I watch them grow and evolve, and they have cameras, and they have amazing equipment, and I'm sitting here on my couch in my underwear with this teeny tiny little microphone, and I'm talking about, I don't know how to joke. I don't know how to do jokes on podcasts. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to fucking do it. I watch other podcasts. They're like, I was fucking my girlfriend. I punched her in the side. Poop came out her nose. Everybody's like, woo! Woo! I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to fucking do it. I don't know what's funny. I don't know how to tell a story. I don't know how to do anything. I was at an open mic last night. I just make noises with my mouth. It's disgusting. I hope this mic doesn't pick him up. Christ. Second of all, why do people... Look, I get it, but it's just weird that it's a podcast, right? You're using your voice to talk and tell stories and tell jokes, and then you record yourself sitting with headphones on. I get it, because that's what everybody else is doing, but it's kind of weird because you're talking. It's like, why do I got to see you go? It's just weird. It's like entertainment has become... Like, you used to fucking pay millions of dollars to make movies with explosions and costume changes and actors and stuff like that, and now it's just people sitting in a room, and they're like, oh, my dog one time threw up on the ground, and I ate it. I ate the poop. Or, I ate the vomit. God, I can't even do it. I just can't do it. I just don't know what entertainment is anymore. Or, you know what you gotta do? I watched this prank channel on Instagram, and I guess I watch it, so I guess it's doing its job, and I hate prank videos. I grew up on that shit, like Jackass and Tom Green and Andy Kaufman. But it's like, now they're just like, they go into Home Depot and they spray people with hoses and shit. They're just like, isn't this funny? I'm spraying you with a fucking hose in the face and your hair's going everywhere. It is kind of funny, I get it. But it's like, what the fuck? Are people just going to be shooting each other in the head next? Hey, look over here. Gotcha, motherfucker. Wow. They're going to turn a corner and there's just going to be an asshole and their whole head is going to get swallowed up into the asshole. Isn't that funny? Look, I'm riding around in his head. I'm riding around in his head because he doesn't know what's going on. He just smells shit and he can't see. Isn't this funny? This is a prank show. Gotcha. Boo-doo. God, it's just, humor has just become overwhelmingly the thing. People are like, oh, cancel culture, which I agree with, but it's like, everything, well, maybe it's just my world. Maybe this is not everybody's world, so I'm going to shut the fuck up about what I was just about to say because I'm probably wrong. But in my world, it just seems like everything is just everybody trying to be funny. And it's all the same. It's a pattern of the way that they speak. It's just ba 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 beep 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 ha 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 hoo 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 beep 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 ba 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 hoo 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 hee 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 beep 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 boo 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 hoo 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 ha ha beep 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 ya ba ba ha ha hee hee hee. It's like, who could out joke each other constantly? And I know people love it. They love it because they work all day and they work hard. They got to come home. They got to have some kind of entertainment to watch. Whatever. This is probably the word. This is why nobody listens to my podcast. It's not even a podcast. I'm just saying the word that was given to the thing that I'm doing. This is not a podcast. It's just on a platform called a podcast. This is not a fucking podcast. This is some fucking. I'm looking at my refrigerator right now. This is not. What is this? This is a diary from me, which I'm never going to even listen back to. It's just out in the ether. Maybe 500 years from now. You know what? Because no, the internet is going to disappear one day. The world. All the electricity, everything, the internet is going to fucking explode, and unless AI becomes a thing. All right, I'm just having this conversation in my head as I'm saying this stuff out loud, so shut the fuck up, everybody else who's making fun of me or saying, like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, because I know exactly what I'm talking about. You're the one that's wrong. I'm trying to play it all out in my head as I'm speaking at the same time, which is fucked up. All right? Imagine that. It's hard to do. So I'm just going to shut the fuck up and move on to the next thing. Last night, I was at an open mic. I was outside. I was with my friends, smoking a cigarette, and this guy walks by, and he was a big dude. He had one eye, and he's like, "Hey, you guys know where the liquor store is?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Motherfucker!" Long story short, he was kind of funny, and I was like, "Hey, you should try comedy." And he's like, "That's been my dream my whole life. I always wanted to try comedy, but I can't do it if I don't have any alcohol in me, and I have no money to buy the alcohol." Sorry about that. I wish I could edit it out, but I don't know how to use this fucking program. So I invited the guy inside to buy him a beer. He couldn't buy a beer because he didn't have his ID, even though he looked like he was 327 years old. He didn't look that old, okay? He said he was 35, which was weird because he looked older. And we go back outside, and he's like, hey, that was my opportunity. I lost it. That was my opportunity, and I lost it. I fucked it all up. Now, I always thought I was funny. And he almost started crying, this big dude. I always thought I was funny. That was my dream, to do comedy. I felt like I put that in his head, that seed in his head, and he was just going with it. But whatever. That was always my dream. I wanted to do comedy. I'm drunk now, but I need to be drunker to do it, and I can't do it. And I was like, dude, just go up and do it if that's your dream. He's like, no, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I'm like, it doesn't start for another hour. You still have time. You could go up. No, this is it. My girlfriend, she throws me out of the house. I try to tell her the truth. She doesn't want to hear the truth, so she breaks up with me. She throws me out of the house. Now I'm walking around. I'm drunk. Okay? I don't know what to do. And I was like, you're funny. Just go up. He's like, shoulda, woulda, coulda. And he walked away. He started arguing about the traffic lights. And I was like, all right. And a couple weeks before that, there was some drunk dude laying on the ground, throwing up all over himself. And I thought he was dying, so we called the ambulance. The ambulance came. And I was like, dude, are you all right? And he's like, oh, and he couldn't even walk. He was almost falling down, cracking his head open, but he didn't. He somehow managed to stand up, and then he ran away. And the cops and the ambulance didn't do anything. They're just like, "There's nothing we could do. He's just a drunk guy." Woo, woo. And anyways, the point of all that is there was these drunk guys, right? And like I, perceive them a certain way. I'm like, oh man, these fucking drunk guys, poor them, or what do they get? What happened to their lives? A couple weeks ago, I was on vacation at the Jersey Shore, and my girlfriend. So we were about, I don't know, a quarter of a mile away from the beach, the house that we were staying at. So my girlfriend was at the beach, and I had to go back to the house quick. And then I drank so much alcohol at the house. I was like, it's vacation. I'm going to have fun. And I was walking back to the beach to go meet up with her. And I was just like stumbling around. I didn't know what was going on. And I was like in the middle of it, in my drunken mind, I was like, I'm that guy. I'm the guy right now. I'm on the sidewalk. I'm stumbling around. My hat actually blew off my head. I have two hats that say Coats Exist on it. One flew out the window when I was driving back from New York City because I stuck my head out the window. I was like, I want to see if the hat could stay on if I stick my head out the window. And nope, obviously, because wind. It blew off into the... I don't know. I wonder where that hat is exactly right now in this exact moment. Where do you think it is? Nobody that's listening, Joey, maybe you're going to listen 10 years from now. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, that hat, where did it go? But anyway, so... I'm walking back from the house to the Jersey Shore, and my hat blows off. The second hat that says Coats Exist blows off my head and goes underneath this car. So I'm drunk, out of my mind drunk. Like, drunk when back in high school drunk. I haven't gotten this drunk in years. And I'm thinking, like, I'm that guy. Now my hat blew off, and it's underneath this fucking purple Beetle. So I crawl under the car, drunk. And I also watch these, I watch these crazy videos where I'm not going to get into that. But people die in these videos. It's fucked up. It's fucked up shit, and it's terrifying. And I'm always like, I'm never going to do anything like that. So I'm crawling onto this car, and somebody could have got into the car and drove away, and I could have died. Long story short, I got the hat, and I walked to the shore, and whatever. I was just drunk, and it was just pathetic. It was fucking pathetic. And I was like, that's how you become that guy. You just drink too much alcohol. Maybe you're not a loser, but maybe I am a loser. But maybe you're not a loser when you get into that situation. So maybe I should stop judging people instead of... So the point of the story is, that's how you lose an eye. Crawling under cars. I don't know how to do podcasts. That's the point of the story. There's no point to the story. There's no point to anything. I should have wrote out bullet points. That's what I should have done. I should have wrote out bullet points, and I should have said, hey, talk about this, then talk about that, then talk about this. But you know what it is? I don't take anything serious in my life. But you know what I also do is I like things to be raw and real. And I can't do that if I have bullet points written out, which totally contradicts the way that I do comedy, because I have bullet points written out, so I could go by the bullet points. And maybe that's why my comedy sucks, because I go by bullet points. I did notice with comedy, if I write the sentence out and then I go on stage with the sentence, it's not going to be as funny as if it just says oranges. Because then I could be like, hey, oranges, aren't they funny? Because they're fucking... If it just says, one day I threw an orange into a pool, I'll just read it. I'm talking to. I'm talking. None of my comedian friends use notes, so who am I even talking to right now? I'm the only fucking idiot who still uses notes on stage. I don't know how you guys remember shit. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how anybody remembers. If I have a joke that I gotta say a lot of words to, I want every word to be perfect. Every single fucking word has to be perfect. So I gotta say that 5 million times in my head or out loud before I do it on stage, because I gotta perfect it. Every word has to be in the right place. Sometimes I gotta switch 2 words or take one out just to make it perfect. And you guys will be up there and you'll be like, hey, ba-ba-da-beep, ba-da-ba-ba-da-boo, and then I pissed in her mouth. And everybody's like, and I'm like, there once was a man who... My jokes have become fucking nursery rhymes at this point. I went to the store, then I went to home. Then I drank my orange juice. And everybody's like, I guess that was cool because you said like a nursery rhyme, but like, I once was at home, then I went to work, and then I pissed in her mouth. There once was a guy, then he punched me in the face. I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to do comedy, but I keep trying. It's weird. Life's weird, you know that? What am I even doing right now? I forget where I heard it, but you guys out there that are using your cell phones, don't leave them on your nuts. I just noticed my cell phone was on my nuts. Get a tumor down there. Don't leave it on any part of your body. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what there is to, like, when I have conversations with people, I don't even know what people are saying anymore. Maybe I'm just mentally ill. Maybe there's just something wrong with me. I don't know. I just can't even like communicate with people anymore. Forget about podcasts. Forget about comedy. Forget about any of that. When people are talking to me, I'm just like, my brain just like is just like, okay, make faces like you're paying attention now. And it's just like, yeah, I'm old. And in my head, I'm just like, I don't know. In my head, I'm just not there. That's what's happening. And then they'll be like, Joey, did you hear what I just said? Yeah, I heard. What? Whoa, what? It's like my body like comes to. I'm just like, oh shit, what? Where are the cookies? Oh, they're in the cabinet. Oh, fuck. Why were you laughing when I asked you where the cookies were? Oh, shit. I'm sorry. It's hard to be a person. Hey, this weekend, what I did with my mom was I went to the store, and then you're not going to believe this. The floor was a little slippery because they just mopped it. And this is the craziest part. I slipped, but I didn't fall because I caught onto the shelf. That's what people talk about. And you know it. You know it's true. God. That's why I fucking drink till I don't even know who I am anymore. And I think I've drank so much that I don't know who I am anymore. I just wake up every day and I'm just like, what? I have to go to work, I guess? Like, and somehow my clothes get put on and I'm just at work and I'm like, what? I'm at work now? What? And then work's over and I'm just like, I guess I'm home now? Let me put on comfortable pants. And then I put on comfortable pants and I'm like, what? They have to go do comedy? And then I go do comedy and I'm just like, what is going on? And then I drink and I'm just like, okay, now I could kind of talk to people for a little bit. Then I go home and go to bed and I wake up and I'm like, what? I have to go to work now? It just goes on and 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 on. I don't know. Not a nihilist though. Thanks. I'm not a nihilist, I said. 15 minutes. Jesus Christ. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a life, and I hope they live that life, and I hope they enjoy it, because I hope they could communicate with each other too. And I don't mean that in some kind of like therapy way, like you gotta open up your heart and communicate, because everybody is just everybody else, and that's the truth. Everybody you meet and everybody you talk to, well, I was watching the show on Netflix, or I was fucking playing this game, or I was fucking doing this, what's a target? What the? You're just all everybody else. That's what everybody is. I think that's the problem. Is I'm like half generation, like 1 foot on one side, one foot on the other, and I'm just like, the human race is evolving, I guess you could say, or devolving, or whatever it is they're doing. Is a change happening where everybody's becoming like just a product, and I'm kind of like in the middle, like, what? I can't. And it's like it's like magnets that don't go together, but every once in a while the magnet flips and I get stuck to it, and I got it. Then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, and it flips back over, and I get pushed back the other way, and I'm like, oh, it gives me constant anxiety and stomach aches and headaches and fucking. I'm just like, oh, I can't. I don't know what to do. Ow! It's like I can't fully transform into a werewolf. I think that's what's happening. I'm like constantly caught in like the middle transformation. I'm just like, how do I even? So I can't talk to people like from the old world or the new world. It's so fucking weird that I just said that. God, but it's true, and that's why I'm just like, I don't know how to be a Netflix person or a fucking comedy special person. Some comedians are just like, did you see the new comedy special? And I don't know what you're talking about. How do you guys watch all this shit? Do you just sit and watch stuff all day? God, I'd rather stare at the wall, which is what I do most days. I don't know how people do watch so much stuff. And why would you want to watch so much stuff that you just become the thing? I know not everybody's like this. I'm just putting blanket statements out there to feel better about myself. And I know that there's a ton of people who are not like this. But I think I was happiest when I was just hiking all the time. Just hiking and being in the woods. Getting rid of all that shit, that bullshit, because that's what it is. All that, I don't know. Do you know how many people that I talk to that just seem like things online? You seem like this person online. It's like you're modeling your life after this person online. You don't want to become like your heroes. You want to become your own thing. You know what I mean? If you really were influenced by somebody, you would be influenced to become your full self instead of, and I don't mean that in some fucking lame, like, I want to become my authentic self. Shut the fuck up. I'm just like, to be fully yourself. Fully, not full of yourself. Fully yourself. And I know there's people starving in other countries, so every time I start talking about this, I'm like, like, there's people who are paralyzed right now. Like, they're on breathing machines, and they have locked-in syndrome, and they just fucking watch their friends and family come cry over them every day, hoping that they die, so they don't have to fucking think about this their fucking dying, paralyzed son anymore. And I'm just like, you want to become your full self? Like, all right. So that's why I'm not even going to talk about what I'm about to talk about, so shut the fuck up. Me. God, see, this is the problem. I can't even talk about something. I can't even have an opinion about it because there's always somebody. It's like if I was talking about restaurants. Hey, you should check this restaurant out. I would start thinking about like starving people, like this homeless fucking people that I see all the time. And you feel so bad for these people. What are you supposed to do? I used to go to a homeless shelter and give out food. And there was people who volunteered there with me, and they'd be like, these fucking homeless people, they're fucking got nicer shoes than me, or they got the new iPhone or the headphones. And I always started like playing along with them. I'm like, yeah, why? That's bullshit, you know, these people. And like some of them wouldn't even say thank you. And after a while, I was just like, you know what? Fuck that. Like, who am I to judge these fucking people? Like, what are they supposed to do? Be groveling at my fucking feet because I'm feeding them old eggs? You know what I mean? Because I'm slopping some dopey mashed potatoes into a tray. Are they supposed to be like, oh my god, thank you, and fucking ripped up clothes? Like, what are they supposed to be? So they have some pride. So what? They have the new iPhone. Good for them if they figured out how to do it. And if they're taking advantage of the system to get some free food, good for them. Who the fuck am I to judge them? So that's how I feel about that. But I hope everybody go live your life. That's what I gotta say. Unless you have locked-in syndrome, I'm sorry. Unless you're from other countries that are, you're starving and you're dying, and I apologize for that. And I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you because I don't know. Because first of all, you're not even listening. Oh shit. Oh God. Just my cocky fucking brain thinking that I'm gonna put this out there too. That's what's gonna happen. Is I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'll put it out there. Fuck it. I'll put it out there. We'll see what happens. And I mean, nothing's gonna happen, but it's gonna be out there. And there might be one person that listens to 4 sentences in the beginning, but it's gonna be out there forever. And the point is, this is just me and my musings on life. And I hope that guy with the one eye, I hope his girlfriend realized that he was a great guy. And I hope they got back together. And I hope he follows his dream one day. Because he's 35 and he said, I could have done it. I could have, but my ego gets in the way. My ego gets in the way and I get scared. I'm a sensitive guy. I get scared. I'm a big guy and I look scary, but I'm sensitive and I get nervous. Well, I hope he gets over his nerves.